Toyota. It's the name that's practically synonymous with reliability. The brand that built its empire on one promise: if you drive a Toyota, it'll last longer than your mortgage. But here's the thing nobody wants to admit. Toyota might no longer be the most reliable car brand on the road. Shocking? Maybe. But behind the curtain, other automakers have been catching up, silently, steadily, and in some cases, surpassing Toyota where it matters most: dependability, longevity, and performance under pressure. So if you've always believed Toyota was untouchable, this video might just change your mind. Because today, we're diving into the car brands that are now as reliable, if not more reliable, than Toyota. And trust me, you'll want to hear who's gunning for the crown. Section 1. Subaru, the mountain-tough workhorse. Let's start with a name most people associate with snow, dirt, and adventure: Subaru. Now, Subaru isn't flashy. You won't see celebrities flaunting a Subaru at red carpet events. But when it comes to surviving harsh roads, brutal winters, and long hauls across mountains, Subaru doesn't just show up. It dominates. The secret weapon? Its symmetrical all-wheel drive system, standard on almost every model. It's not just marketing. It's a mechanical masterpiece. Unlike the optional AWD on many Toyotas, Subaru's system is designed for balance, durability, and control, even in the worst conditions. And that matters, because these cars aren't just good off-road, they're built to last. Take the Forester or the Outback. These vehicles routinely log 200,000 plus miles and still run strong. Consumer Reports has repeatedly noted Subaru's minimal drivetrain failures and its low rate of major mechanical issues. And here's a jaw-dropper. The Subaru Impreza actually outperforms the Toyota Corolla in long-term engine and transmission reliability. That's right, the so-called king of compacts might just be losing to the underdog. If you want a car that's ready for the apocalypse, Subaru might be your best bet. Section 2. Mazda, quietly outsmarting the giants. Mazda used to be the brand you bought if you wanted something fun to drive but couldn't afford a BMW. Not anymore. Today, Mazda is quietly taking over the reliability game, and most people haven't even noticed. In 2021, Mazda ranked right next to Toyota and Lexus in Consumer Reports' most reliable brands list. That's not just a fluke. That's the result of focused, intentional engineering. Mazda's approach is genius at its simplicity. Avoid gimmicks, perfect what works, and build it to last. No overly complicated hybrid systems, no unnecessary electronic innovation. Just reliable mechanics and clean, efficient engines. Let's talk models. The Mazda CX-5 is often compared to the Toyota RAV4, but here's the kicker. Owners of the CX-5 report fewer transmission failures, better engine durability, and fewer complaints overall. The Mazda 3, it's holding its own against the Corolla in every reliability survey, and in many cases, it's outperforming it in fuel efficiency and interior quality. Mazda doesn't scream for your attention, it earns it. And if you want a vehicle that just won't quit, it's time to stop overlooking this brand. Section 3. Honda, Toyota's shadow, now a threat. You can't talk about reliability without mentioning Honda. For decades, Honda has been living in Toyota's shadow, but now it's stepping out. And in some ways, it's taking the lead. Honda has built its reputation on bulletproof engines. We're talking about the legendary VTEC system, an engineering marvel that balances high performance with low stress on engine components. That translates to fewer breakdowns, better mileage, and engines that outlast expectations. Let's break it down. The Honda Civic has consistently beaten the Corolla in long-term ownership surveys. Transmission issues? Lower in the Civic. Electrical failures? Rarer. Performance? Smoother. The CR-V versus RAV4 debate is a tight one, but in older models especially, the CR-V's drivetrain holds up better over 100,000 plus miles. And the proof is in the data. JD, Power's dependability studies show Honda regularly neck and neck or slightly ahead of Toyota in key areas like powertrain, suspension, and infotainment reliability. But the best part, Honda rarely overcomplicates things. Their infotainment systems are straightforward, their engines are time-tested, and they resist adding tech that hasn't earned its place. That's a recipe for reliability and for giving Toyota a serious run for its money. Section 4. Lexus, luxury that refuses to break. Now this one's ironic. Toyota's biggest threat might be itself. Lexus, Toyota's luxury sibling, is often seen as just a fancy Toyota. But here's what most people don't realize. Lexus doesn't just inherit Toyota's strengths. It builds on them, sharpens them, and then perfects them. While BMW and Mercedes focus on driving dynamics and luxury flair, Lexus focuses on one thing above all: long-term dependability, and it works. Lexus consistently outranks Toyota in vehicle dependability studies. In fact, the 2023 J.D. Power Rankings placed Lexus at the very top, above every other car brand on the planet. Let's compare some siblings. The Lexus RX versus the Toyota Highlander. Same DNA, but the RX sees fewer problems in the powertrain and electrical systems. The Lexus ES versus the Camry. Same platform, different outcome. The ES scores higher in long-term satisfaction and fewer warranty claims. Sure, Lexus cars cost more, but every dollar is a down payment on peace of mind. And in the luxury world, no one does reliable refinement quite like Lexus. Bonus: is Toyota losing its edge? Now, let's not get it twisted. Toyota is still a great car company, but cracks are forming. As Toyota moves into more complex hybrid systems and advanced infotainment, some of that legendary simplicity is starting to erode. We've seen more bugs in the software, more recalls tied to sensors, more complaints about overcomplication. The very thing that made Toyota great, its focus on simplicity, durability, and timeless engineering, is being replaced by the same high-tech risks other brands struggle with. And as Toyota moves forward into bold innovation, brands like Mazda, Honda, and Subaru are quietly doing what Toyota used to: building solid, long-lasting cars that don't try to do too much. So here's the hard truth. Toyota is still elite, but it's no longer alone at the top. So let's bring it all together. Subaru builds like a fortress, rugged, practical, and perfect for harsh environments. Mazda is the stealth genius, low-key, overperforming, and rising fast in dependability. Honda is the relentless rival, smart engines, efficient systems, and a reputation that won't quit. Lexus is the refined warrior, luxury built to outlast everything else on the road. And Toyota? Still great, still reliable, but no longer untouchable. So if you're shopping for a vehicle you can trust not just for years, but for decades, it's time to look beyond the badge, because the game has changed. Let us know in the comments, which brand do you trust most? And if this video opened your eyes, hit that like button, smash subscribe, and stay tuned, because we're just getting started uncovering the real truth about the auto industry. Until next time, drive smart and never settle